Hello truckers, and welcome back to American Truck Simulator with realistic economy, where last episode we went from Seattle, Washington all the way down here to the southeast to Palm Coast, Florida. It is still 10:30 in the morning, but me and Cindy were taking the day off. After driving that many hours and that many days, we deserve a little bit of time off, I think. So we're going to skip ahead until 8 o'clock in the evening and then go to bed. One thing we have to take into consideration here, I think we're going to have a loan payment coming up here soon, which will probably put us in the red, but we'll see what our drivers do. Anyways, if you remember from last episode, we got to go ahead and fast forward time. So that should put us to 8 o'clock at night. We're back up to 5,000, and I don't have any mail, so that's a good thing. So I didn't go in debt. Let's go ahead and go to sleep and wake up on Tuesday. And what we are going to try to do... Oh, now we're up to 31,000. Making money big time. We're going to try to get a drive going up to the northeast and then over to Ohio, Michigan. Ohio, Michigan was kind of requested last episode. So I know some people also want to see the northeast because we haven't been there in forever. So let's go up the coast and see what we can find. Portland, Maine is the first one that comes up. How about that? And if it's going to pay $5.39 a mile, that's great. So today is Tuesday. So I got 2 full days to get it there. And it does say 20 hours, 34 minutes. So in theory, I'm driving 22 hours in total. I should get there. So Portland, Maine, here we come. We haven't been up in the Northeast in forever. We can see that Washington, Virginia is kind of done. I was thinking of Washington, D.C. So we can see a lot of cities there. So, yeah, we haven't been up to the Northeast in, like, forever. So let's go ahead and we'll take that one. And then from there, this is not going to be an all-day drive. We're doing a one-day drive today. Yeah, I'm not ready for doing anything like that. Let's go ahead and take the parking brake off and head on out, shall we? No train coming. Only 2 miles, but 9 minutes to get there. That's fine. So also at last episode, we went ahead and we purchased a garage in Dallas. Now, some other comments have come out about the trailer that's maybe causing some issues. It could be that I'm putting a trailer in a city where that trailer cannot take any cargo. That's why the trailer sits there, and then drivers are constantly fighting over it, and they're just waiting for cargo to show up. Right now, our cistern tanker is in Dallas. I had to look at the cargo, and I was having a hard time trying to figure out if a cistern tanker could be used out of Dallas. But that's where the tanker is now. Our next driver will get the luxury of getting to use that tanker on their own. And we'll see what happens. But we're a ways away. Well, I say a ways from, 160,000 is what we need probably to get ourselves a decent truck. We got plenty of spaces now. We got 3 garage openings. Yeah, so Portland, Maine is where we're going. Take job. And we're going, the John Deere Harvester is going actually to a John Deere dealership. So that's kind of convenient. Where is... I mean, there's a tractor. Oh, the harvester's over here. So for me, it's been about 13 days since I've been into ATS. So I'm going to be more than rusty. Not it. Nope, that's not where we got to back up to. All right, let's see. Oh, yep, Kingpin. Trying to line up my rear wheels with the wheels of the trailer. Did it get in or not? Oh, it did. It said if I was having trouble connect, but I thought I heard the ding also to connect. So we should be connected here. We are. What is the weight of this? 44,000 pounds. So it's not that heavy. I mean, a little bit more than average. I consider average to be about 35, 40, somewhere in that area. So, you know, 44,000 pounds, not that extreme heavy. Just a long trailer, that's all. So I assume we're going to be just taking the I-95 all the way up to Portland. That seems to be probably the most convenient interstate to be taken, I would assume. Take up a few lanes here because I've got to turn left and then turn left. Just missing the island back there. Alright, let's get on the interstate, shall we? We should be used to that by now, after last episode, which was probably 95% interstate, right? Let me get over into this lane here. And look at that, the I-95 is right in front of us. So, of course, my goal today is to get it to where we're within 11 hours of Portland, Maine. That way I know I should be able to get there tomorrow. So let's go ahead and put the hammer on down. Let that guy go on through. Alright, we're on the road. And I'm pretty sure we're just going to be taking the I-95 all the way up to Portland, Maine. So I shouldn't really have to look for an exit until we're calling it a day. I did not fuel up at the end of last episode because it was only 10:30 in the morning. So I don't have a full tank of fuel, but we should have more than enough to get us through the day. So away we go. Yeah, on the way up to the northeast, and then, like I said, someone last episode asked to see Michigan/Ohio, and it's been a lot. I don't know if we've even been there on this profile, but we'll go there. Don't expect to see much, but I could be surprised. I know there are some parts of like New York City/Philadelphia in between there that are done over. It might be I-81 that could be done over in between here and there. But once we get up to the upper Midwest, the Great Lakes region, I don't know what we expect to see. I really don't know. Speed limit here is 70, so we will definitely be doing that. And I would like to just ride in the middle lane if I could. Just like I would in real life. I don't want to be in the right-hand lane because you get the merging traffic coming on. You get the people exiting off the interstate. And of course, yeah, the far left lane's a speed trap lane. So let's just try to find a nice cruising speed here. So speed limit is 70. We could actually go up to about 77 without getting a ticket. I think we'll go to about 75. How about that? But you know what's going to happen? I'm going to set it for 75. And within about 2 minutes from now, speed limit will drop on down. I thought about going down to the Florida Keys and then coming back up, but we can always do that later on. We got a long ways to go. We're here at least until we pay off our loans. And from what most people have said, they don't want to see me build up money in the bank account and pay off the loans. They want to do it just by doing the loan payments and then build up the company with the money that we get. So the money that we earn, we'll just keep on expanding the company. And then every day, the bank will just take their $6,000 and be happy with it. Although we're doing better on the bank loan than I originally thought. I think it was a few episodes ago I checked on it, and I thought we were still like at $1.4, $1.5 million owed. But we're getting down there. We're actually getting down to almost $1 million, which is kind of nice. So I'm kind of hoping when I do get our first driver into Dallas that they can take that cistern tanker and actually start making some money on it. I feel like I'm getting ripped off though, I don't remember if anyone does know how much we paid for that tanker. I think we paid like $140,000 for it. And a few episodes ago I thought about selling it, but I was only going to be able to get like 30 grand for it. It's like, yeah, I'm not taking that much of a hit on a trailer, thank you. Way station coming up, so I'm going to have to get pulled in, I'm sure. Yep. Alright, I'm coming over. Hopefully no one's over there. Does not look like anyone's over there. IHOP. Now open. Aren't they always open? Always, I'm sure truckers put up with it in real life too. You try to get your day started and you just barely got on the interstate and DOT is like, you want to come on in here? And you're like, not really. Trying to do a drive-by. I should just come to a stop, really. Trying to feather the throttle just enough to keep on rolling. No traffic coming, that's what I like to see. Just merge on out. I think there was one way station on the way down to Palm Coast in the last episode to where when we pulled out we had a nice merging lane that went on for a little while. That merging lane coming out of that way station was not that long at all. And look at that, we're already leaving Florida. Well, I didn't want to get in that lane, but there is a car out there. So, hello, Georgia. Let's put the cruise control back on. Yeah, so I think all the way up to Virginia we should see some good... I see like a traffic jam coming off the off-ramp. We should see some good scenery, I think. After Virginia, I don't know what to expect. Because I'm going to say that was probably back around episode 30 or 40 since the last time we've been up to the Northeast. I should actually change the paint scheme on our truck. We've had it for Oklahoma for a while, and it just hit me. I should put on my Halloween scheme on here. I've had it on the Mac Anthem. I don't think it was this series, but I did originally make the paint job for the Volvo V&L. So that's just the Headless Horseman paint job. Maybe I did have on here because we've actually been in the series for a while now. The series is almost, I would say, 2 years old at this point. I think at the turn of the new year, which sounds weird just saying that in itself right now, but yeah, I think it was January. That would put it what, 2022? Yeah, I think it was January 2022 that we started the series, somewhere around there. For me, this game was reborn with realistic economy. Just made the game so much better. But that's what most mods do that you tend to like. You know, of course you use them because you like them, and it makes the game better for you. And just like the opposite, where there are mods out there where you can add a whole bunch of money right at the start and get a whole bunch of XP right off the start. Which is fine. We all play the game to have fun. But to me, the game just got kind of dull when I had hundreds of millions of dollars in the bank account and I was buying every garage I possibly could. I just bought the garages. I wasn't even putting drivers in it anymore. Because between myself and all my drivers, we were bringing more money in than I knew what to do with. I'm like, why am I buying more trucks, more drivers to earn more money? Don't need it. But I do want to say a big thank you to you all. I got a lot of support from the last episode, from doing that 3.5 hour ride. It's kind of weird the way it was, because I used to drive a lot in real life. So, but to sit in front of a computer for 3.5 hours and make a video, that was more tiring than actually driving in real life. So, I don't know what it was about it. But it went off with a pretty big hit, I think. So, I mean, you know, possibly we could do something like that again in the future. And no, I'm not going to wait until we get up to Portland, Maine, and say, take one to San Diego, California. No, not that soon. Now, hopefully from Portland, Maine, we can find something to Ohio/Michigan. Oh, look at that. We're already in South Carolina. So they're going to have a way station probably a few miles up. So overall, how much am I getting paid for this entire trip? So about $6,700 for a 2-day trip. It's not that bad. Did I set my cruise control at 70, or are we just not getting up to 70? It must be we're not getting up to 70. Okay. No, we are at 70. We're just not getting up to 75. I'm not really paying any attention to the GPS either, because I mean, I-95 does go all the way up to Portland, Maine, so I just assume we're going to be on here all the way up to Portland, Maine. And if GPS says get off the interstate and we're not anywhere near where we need to be, I'm going to be questioning everything about it. This combine needs to get there. It's harvest season. Mid-October, it's corn harvest season. So they probably need this combine up there ASAP. We are hauling the mail. Well, there was a cop actually. I don't know if that was a real cop doing radar, but I'm not going fast enough. No, I'm not going fast enough to get a ticket. Way station, you're going to make me pull in because I'm in the fast lane. Oh, that brake's kicking really quick. Barely tapped the brakes and the Freightliner was like, yep, we'll stop for you. I really would like to get under 10 hours in our ETA by the end of the day if we can. It shouldn't be that difficult. Unless I got to pull into every way station northbound on I-95. actually 2 way stations here. Interesting. I like how it says your vehicle is not in perfect condition. If you look at our wear and tear on our truck, and we repaired it before we, in Seattle somewhere, before we came down to Palm Coast, Florida. So the only wear and tear is pretty much on the tires itself. Oh, there's a lot of traffic here. See if I can force my way out. There, we're good. Just got to get in the flow of things. So yeah, we got about 3,200 miles on the truck since we last serviced it, and then DOT is going to tell me you're not in perfect condition. Well, yeah, I mean, what truck is going to be in perfect condition when it pulls into DOT at that rate after 3,000 miles? But overall, it's a simulator. But someone did leave a comment, getting back to recording for 3.5 hours. I was like, yeah, that was kind of tiring. In real life, the longest drive I ever did in one day, I drove from Laramie, Wyoming to Des Moines, Iowa. Or sorry, Davenport. In one day, it was like a 15-hour trip that we had. And driving through Nebraska, I probably told the story before, but don't know when it was, or I'm pretty sure it was an ATS I told the story. What there was to it. If I could take away one thing from that trip, the only thing I pretty much remember was when we left Laramie, I got told, she goes, "You're driving to start." I'm like, okay, I'll drive. And I ended up driving all the way through myself. I never got a relief driver. Even after we stopped for, speaking of stopping, even when we stopped for, okay, I'm not sure what's going on here. Even when we stopped for meals and such, or fuel, when we got back, we headed back to the vehicle, she goes, "Can you keep on going?" And of course, like the idiot, I was like, "Yeah, I guess so." I mean, I don't mind driving in real life. Don't know how many miles it is from Laramie, Wyoming to Davenport, Iowa, but 15 hours we got there. I just remember driving through Nebraska on I-80, and that was, it was like deja vu. Just pretty much looking at corn. I must have missed something back there with the construction. I don't recall seeing a sign that there was construction ahead. Alright, got the cruise control set once again. For like the 4th time here in I-95 northbound. And that trucker doesn't know what lane he wants. So I'm going to scoot over to let them know I want this lane myself. So at the current rate that we're going, I mean, we should be getting to under 10 hours ETA by the end of our day, which is what I'm shooting for. Just to give us a little bit of leeway in case something goes awry on the next day. Speaking of John Deere, there's the John Deere harvester over there. trying to think. Was there a detour on the way from Seattle to Palm Coast? Was there at least one? I think there might have been just one. No, dude. Traffic. But as I said, I have complained about this traffic before, but in all the games I have played, this traffic behaves the best. It does have its quirks, but then again, all AI traffic is going to have quirks in it. Oh yeah, and I should also mention, this almost slipped my mind, but for those of you who do like the series, it will be a game coming out on the 18th of October. And I forgot to double check on the name because I think it was called Alaskan Truck Simulator. But I think they changed the name of it, or did they change it to Alaskan Truck Simulator? I'm trying to remember now. If I can remember when we get to a parking area at the end of the day, I'll double check what the name is. But it's basically trucking in Alaska. And kind of the good thing about the game, as I saw a couple clips on it, we can get out of the truck and go around, and you got to tie in your cargo, take care of the trailer. There's a survival part to the series. You know, you got to watch out for your health. You got to eat, sleep, all that fun stuff. I'm kind of hoping, I don't want to look too much into it. I know we're definitely going to be having some episodes here on the channel. Hello, North Carolina. But I hope there's some like ice road trucking going on in that series. If you've never seen some episodes of Ice Road Truckers that used to be on the History Channel, still may be on there. I mean, that's where I used to watch them on years ago. I haven't watched that series in a long time. But yeah, in Alaska, there are some places where there are no roads, and the only time to get cargo to some cities up there, they gotta wait for the lakes to freeze over and rivers to freeze over, and you drive up and down the rivers and lakes on the ice. Hence, Ice Road Truckers. I'm kind of hoping there's some of that going on, but we'll have to wait and see. I don't think there's any name brand trucks in the game yet. And of course, you know, if you're looking graphics-wise and all that, is up to par with ATS and ETS2. I mean, not really, but I mean, if we go back when ETS2 came out, I mean, is it going to look as good as it does now? Of course not. So, I mean, this game is, I would consider early access or just coming out. So I don't expect it to be as good as ATS. And if it is, wow. But yeah. Just as other elements, we get out of the truck, check on some things, make sure the cargo's fastened on down and all that. So, like I said, the game comes out on the 18th, and I'll get an episode out to you. I mean, if it does come out on the 18th, you'll see you'll see episode 1 on the 19th, and if I do get earlier access to it, then maybe you'll get an episode a little bit early. So just check on it somewhere on there. Yeah, we'll have episode 1. Yeah, it's kind of strange as well because I was kind of looking for other series to put on the channel. And then the blue I got a couple days ago, as you're seeing this, if it goes live, a game called Tribe Primitive Builders, and I've been enjoying that game way too much, but I've been looking for like a survival build crafting kind of a game. And that one just came out of the blue. I just got that in an email. I'm like, oh, okay. What's this game all about? And now we're going to have Alaskan Truck Simulator, along with all the other series we got going on. So it's going to be a busy little bit of time here on the channel. It might be 3 episodes per day going out, which is going to be insane. But luckily for me, the sun sets rather early now in the fall. I mean, it's dark, it's pretty much dark at 7 o'clock in the evening. So, got more time inside. How are we doing here? It's almost just past 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Yeah, if we can keep this speed on up, which we're going to. I haven't been paying any attention to what the speed limit is. I just got the cruise control on 75 and we're hauling. But like I said, by the end of today, I want less than 10 hours on that ETA for tomorrow to give me some leeway on getting there. Because since we only drive 11 hours in the day, if I give myself just under 10 hours, that gives me 1 extra hour for messing up. Because I'm bound to mess up somewhere. Although I do think once we get up to the Northeast, unless the Northeast has been done over and I don't know about it, it's going to be kind of pretty plain up there, so I don't think it's going to be tricky with the roads on and off ramps and all that kind of stuff. It's kind of one thing I've always known about the coast-to-coast map when it updates. It doesn't really say like, oh, parts of Northern Virginia are done over, or now we're working on the Maryland parts. There might be somewhere on that thread where it says what work they've done, but I usually just basically go on there and download the latest version and just jump on and go. But speaking of that, I did see a comment last episode where someone's having a problem. They said every time they activate the Coast to Coast mod, it crashes their game. If you are going to the post and downloading the Coast to Coast map, there's going to be different versions of the Coast to Coast map, so make sure you're downloading the correct version for the amount of DLCs that you have. Usually he does it pretty well to where it's like the last 4 DLCs, so I mean, if you don't have the Oklahoma DLC, you got to download a different version than this, the first version, so on and so forth. So read the files to make sure you know what version of the Coast to Coast map you got to download, because if you're downloading the wrong one and your states are overlapping, that's why your game will be crashing. As we get around some more construction work. Should be well, Cindy should be getting out her tablet and start looking for a rest area for the evening. So maybe once I get up to speed here, we'll check on it. Coming up on a way station, don't pull me in, but you're going to. Yeah. Here, a vehicle something there. It's on our left-hand side. The truck is stopping awfully quick today. As far as I know, no settings have been changed. It's like I barely, I feel like I'm applying half the brake that I need to, and the truck is almost coming to a dead stop. One of those lovely little way stations where you come out and you don't have a merging lane, you got a nice lane to yourself for a while. Yeah, I do need to get... Alright, let's double check that we got 2 hours on the clock. Before I forget, let's go ahead and check the world map. 2 hours out. Let's see, can I get to... Oh, there's another way station. Oh, everything not loading in time here. Let's see, what do we got here? What do we got? Do we got something right on the interstate? There's a big interchange there. I mean, there's no way I'm getting that. That's not 2 hours out. No, that's 4 hours out. So that's not going to work for me. So I'm definitely going to have to pull into town somewhere. Wait, what is all this cluster here? Okay, so how about here? 1 hour and 29 minutes. Kind of sucks, but I think that's the one we'll have to stop at. That's a garage. Now, I don't want to go too much in town. I mean, there's fuel, but then the rest area is over there. Yeah, I think that's where we're going to have to call it a day. What town are we looking at here? Richmond. Richmond, Virginia. Which, as you can see, we've been here before. But looks like Richmond, Virginia is where we're going to call it a day here in an hour and a half. So, no sense of putting the throttle down too much more. Alright, let's get to Richmond and call it a day. So, I mean, it should be there at 4:30. But, with an hour and a half to go, and we got 11 and a half hours left to get to Portland, that will put us right at 10 hours. So, yeah, that's going to be just fine. We can make it work somehow. I just feel like, even with 10 hours to go and 11 hours on the clock tomorrow, I feel like something's going to come up. But whatever happens next episode or tomorrow, we got to get it there because that's when the load needs to be there. Can any of you remember back in the day, if you were on the Coast to Coast map, coming up through North Carolina and Virginia? I mean, there was none of this. So it is nice to have this much of the map to just come on over and ride. And actually have some really, really good scenery to look at. The amount of work that's gone into the Coast to Coast map, I give those people props. Anyone that do mods, really. I mean, they're taking their free time to, you know, create for us what we can use. Back years ago when the Coast to Coast map came out and we only had 3 states. I mean, I will admit, when ATS first came out for like the first 3 months, I did play it a lot, like probably a lot of you guys did as well. But after driving around just California, Nevada, and then Arizona, it started to get like a little bit like, well, I've been there, I've been there, I've been there, I've been there. And it's like I haven't been that long since I've actually been there. It was kind of nice to get on the Coast to Coast map and just drive across. Not much to see, not many rest areas, a few and far between. I actually turned off on my other profile the sleep option because it was hard to find a rest area to sleep at when you were tired. They were hours apart. And I don't mean like, oh, I'm an hour past or an hour short. It was like, okay, there's a rest area. That'd be like I'm coming up on a rest area. I got 7 more hours I could drive, but the next rest area was like 12 or 13 hours out. So it's like, well, go to bed now and, you know, miss out on the 7 or 8 hours left you had. Or you're not going to make the next rest area, so what do? Well, you turn off the sleep option. Of course, you can always turn off the sleep option and then time it yourself and go by that. Hey, Marcus, you want to bring in just a little bit more than the $700? I'm not going to complain. It's a positive. You didn't come across saying, hey, you know, I couldn't find a load and it was $800 to refuel and repair. And yes, I did see that we're quote-unquote getting low on fuel. But I should be able to go like another 250 miles on the tank that we have. But guess what? We are already at our rest area. Coming up. So, welcome to Richmond, Virginia. So 10 hours, 11 minutes. That's we can make that work. Seemed like I used a lot of fuel today, although, you know, I don't know how much did I use an eighth of a tank before I started the day? Were we down to 3/4? Okay, so the fuel is actually going to be on the left-hand side. I do see a question mark down here, but I don't think I need to drive down there to find a recruitment center or a dealership. It's a Western Star. We can make a loop-de-loop. We'll discover it. Am I actually going to have to drive in there? Alright, it says we discovered it. Oh, okay. I can't drive any further than that either. Yeah, there's a car behind me. Oh, yeah, this is going well. Oh, wow, that invisible wall is, like, right in front of me here. Okay. Just to come down to discover a dealership. I'm going to run into you there, car back there. Trailer damage 2%. I'm backing up at 2 miles an hour and run into a 4-door sedan and cause 2% damage to the trailer. But we found the Western Star dealership in Richmond, Virginia. It was worth it. Okay, not really. We know that. Being sarcastic there. Yep, so this is going to be the fuel depot somewhere. Alright. I'm going to come all the way over to here. And let's remember I got a, you know, long trailer. Let's not try to turn quickly when I'm out of here. So $4.36 for diesel fuel in Virginia, apparently. We are running a realistic diesel price mod. Haven't checked to see if it's been updated. They were saying they're going to update it month by month. But I really haven't checked to see when last time it was updated to see if it's still true. But that price seems just about... I live in Vermont of the U.S., which is not, I want to say, that much farther north. But we'll be going by there eventually when we go to Portland, Maine, right? And that's roughly what the diesel fuel is going for where I am. Alright, you're going to give me a ding to let me know this is a rest area. It is. And I'm going to hog a lot of spots here. And that's going to be good for me. Park and brake. Turn off the engine. And we are good here. Let me step out of the vehicle. But speaking of stepping out of the vehicle, let me quickly look to remind me what the name of the game is. That'll be coming out on October 18th. It's Alaska Truck Simulator or something like that, but I can't remember. But I just want to make sure I get that correct. Alright, so I just went on there. It's actually called Alaskan Road Truckers is what it's called. So that game will be coming out on October 18th, like I said. Depending on what time it comes out. If it's early in the day, you may see the video that day or whenever. But, yeah, we'll be giving it a go. Running our company in Alaska. We can say maybe it's an extension from this company here in some way, shape, or form. But we'll figure it all out when that day comes. So that'll be coming out, like I said, later on in the week. And then, of course, we'll still have ATS on Sunday per usual. And, yeah, we made it to Richmond, Virginia now. headed up to the northeast to Portland, Maine here anyways. And then after that, we're going to head on over to Ohio/Michigan area. And then probably loop back down around and try to get back onto like, the Oklahoma, Nebraska area. Well, we'll see. We'll see when we get that far. I don't want to plan that far ahead because things can change on what the cargo says. But anyways, that's going to do it for today, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always. I'll catch you again right here on American Truck Simulator with realistic economy. But until then, have a good one.